Okay, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all UPOU students around the world and to the first joint session of the UPOU Provisional Committee. I'm Isaiah Crisanta, the acting chairperson of the UPOU Provcom. Today, I'm joined by the different Provcom members from all faculties of the UPOU, and this is our first joint session. A joint session is when all three subcommittees, the consultations, writing, and campaign subcommittee, meets together and discusses the big picture. We're here not to discuss maybe the mundanes of when the next social media post is, when the next consultation meeting is, but to talk about our dreams, goals, values, and ambitions in setting up the provisional committee, as well as any concerns that the student body has that we find out in our process of creating the student council. Our chairperson is Isaiah Crisanto, that's me. Our vice chairperson is Julian Arombo, and our official secretariat is Alexandra Villaluz from the Office of the Student Regent. I'll first introduce the three subcommittees, which are the campaign subcommittee, which are in charge of all our social media, email, and my portal campaigns. Our consultation subcommittee, which are in charge of our one-on-one calls, town halls, surveys, and other data metric gathering activities. And finally, our writing subcommittee, which are in charge of actually drafting the Constitution and the Electoral Code. Each of these teams are facilitated by a core member. So I will introduce the core members one by one, and they will introduce themselves to the whole group. First, for our campaign's core member, we have Nikki Tolentino.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for attending today's meeting. I'm Miki Tolentino. I'm from Associate in Arts. I'm a incoming second year student. Nice to meet you all.
And for our writing subcommittee, we have Dangela Javier.
Hello, welcome sa ating meeting. I'm Maria D'Angela Javier, writing core member ng writing subcommittee. Incoming second year ako, Bachelor of Education Studies. Tapos, andito si Sir Wilden, kasama isa sa members ng writing subcommittee. Welcome.
Okay, thank you. For those who might not be able to hear it, Dangela is second year in the Bachelor of Education Studies. Finally, our last core member, but not least, is for the consultation subcommittee, we have Jim Pabellon.
Hello everyone, ako si Jim. Just call me Jim, and I'm taking Master of Distance Education, and pang third term ko na to sa pasukan. And then thank you for coming here. Habang ako nagsasampay.
Okay, thank you so much,
Thank
Jim.
you.
Sige, so magsisimula po tayo sa roll call. Alex, can you handle the roll call, please?
Okay, so first, Isaiah is
Present.
si Julia, si Mireille.
What you can do na lang is you can read their first and last name na lang.
Okay, si Julian Arombo. Not here. Okay. And then Julian Villaluz, so that's me, so present. Si Jim Pabellon.
Present.
Alisa Navarro.
Present.
Si Jenlyn Acedillas.
Present po.
Okay. Aliana Dolores. Present. Si Christian Kudote. Sorry. Not here also. Si Mickey Tolentino.
Present.
Jomer Prado. Also not present. Si Alicia De La Cruz.
Present.
Beatriz Castillo.
Present po.
Okay. Isabella Fojas.
Present.
Ayan, D'Angela Javier,
Present.
si Mabi Castro. Okay, not here also. Si Wilson Bermoy,
Present.
si Aldrin Norillo.
Present po, here.
Okay, and then Angela Lauzon. Okay, not present. So that concludes the roll call po.
Thank you so much, Alex. So let the record show that currently we have 12 out of 16 members, 11 of whom are voting members of the Provisional Committee, thus constituting quorum. I therefore officially open the first joint session of the UPOU Provisional Committee. Welcome everyone to the UPOU Provcom. Okay, now that we've got that through, this will be a little more informal, so I'd just like you to introduce yourselves. Similar to how the core members have introduced themselves, state your name, your geographic location. You can be as generic as you want if you don't want to be too specific. You can just say country if you'd like. And then what your course is, your year, and why you joined the Provcom. I'll do this semi-randomly. I'll just look through the Zoom chat and I'll call you out. Okay, let's start with Alicia De La Cruz.
Hi. Hi everyone. I am Sab De La Cruz and currently I am residing in Cainta, Rizal. I am also a freshman studying BA Multimedia Studies this year. And I joined the provisional committee because I've been part of various organizations and I've been handling or I've been leading also in campaigns aspect. So I guess I could really contribute my skills and whilst I am really enjoying what I'm doing. And I'm very honored to meet you all. Thank you.
In addition to that, Sab's actually running a Freshies like introduction or welcome. This is not an official event, but she's just running it for the BAM students. So those are the kind of initiatives and events that we like to see here. Okay, next, can we have Isa Fohas?
Hello everyone, my name is Isa Fohas. I am second year BES. As you can see, my cat is here with me. So we're informal right now. His name is Navi. I'm a cat mom. I have 4. And I decided to join the Profcom because I was very surprised that UPOU was the last constituent unit without a student council. And I very much wanted to be a part of that initiative.
Thank you. Thank you, Isa. Okay, let's move on to Alyssa Navarro.
Hi everyone, good evening. So my name is Alyssa Daniel Navarro. I am a second year Bachelor of Education Studies student, and I joined the Provcom because I want to help lay out the foundations for the student council. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Alyssa. Alyssa is one of the original members of the Provisional Committee as well. She is part of the consultations, correct? Consultation subcom?
Yes.
Okay, next let's have Jen Asidillas.
Hello. I am actually outside, so but I will join the meeting. I will cooperate. By the way, I'm Jen, and I'm a second year PhD physics student under Faculty of Education, and then I'm under consultation committee. Right now, I am residing at Silang, Cavite, but originally I'm actually a Bisaya. I'm from Cebu. So I know Bisaya. So I hope to contribute throughout actually my stay sa PhD, and I wish this consultation committee a success, and I hope for a committee na magagawa talaga natin ito and magkaroon ng isang student council ang UPOU through the leadership of Isaiah. Thank you so much.
Daghang salamat and maayong gabi. So thank you, Jen. Jen is actually one of the more in our postgraduate studies, and she's actually also the one who suggested using Squid Game as part of the campaigns. I'm not sure if the proposal has been sent yet, but she has some very interesting ideas as well in terms of research. One of her ideas is that PhD students studying distance education in OU could actually work with the Provcom to deliver results and research that could help us make, as part of the consultations committee and her experience as a PhD student. Those are some of the things that she wants to bring to the table. Okay, thank you.
Nice. Thank you.
Yes, very nice. Okay, next let's have Bea Castillo.
Hi, can you hear me all right?
Yes, we can hear you. Great.
Hi, my name is Beatrice Castillo. You can call me Bea, and my pronouns are she and her. I'm an incoming second year student under the AA program. I joined the provisional committee because I wanted to rally for genuine student representation. Kasi, uh, I actually come from EPLB and I just had to switch schools. Tapos, na-realize ko na unlike other people, most of the students pala in UPOU didn't get the chance to experience like the full collegiate experience, like orgs and yung events ng orgs. Ganun. And I want that for UPOU students as well. And thank you. I'm under pala campaigns committee. Nice to meet you all.
Thank you, Bea. So in the one-on-one sessions that I've done with everyone, with Bea, we actually talked about something of a UPOU daycare and the concept of malasakit for OU students, malasakit for the professors really came out in our discussion. And that's a word I can't translate to English, but it's a value that we want to share as a Profcom. Okay, let's go to Sir Wildren Bermoy.
Thank you, Isaiah. Hi, good evening. Mayong gabi.
Mayong gabi sa tanan.
I'm Wilson. Yeah. I'm Wilson Bermoy, but you can just call me Ayo. That's how my colleagues and my students fondly call me. I'm a second year Doctor of Communication student. Doing part-time because I'm also I've also a teaching fellow at UPLB right now. When it comes to reasons why, the main reason why, similar to most of you, I was surprised that UPOU does not have a student council. That's one of the first few questions I asked during our orientation because I've been very grateful to UP in my master's degree and even in my college degree. I've been a scholar, so it's my way of giving back. So when I got the chance to be admitted here, I thought, why not join any student organization? I was surprised there was none. So when I got this the announcement and everything, I was so excited. I was actually surprised because I know there were a lot of applicants also, so I was surprised and equally humbled to be part of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayo. Ayo is actually one of the first people I was able to talk to in the one-on-one sessions. And he's actually set up in his own master's program. He set up a study group online where he and a bunch of his batchmates have banded together to really try to build and foster a sense of community. And so we'd like to try to bring that community to the rest of OU. He's also worried a bit that because many of us are undergrads, that we might have a bit of a bias. But I assured him that we're trying to be as inclusive as possible. He's also part of the writing subcommittee. Okay, last but not least, we'll have Sir Aldrin Norio.
Yes, magandang gabi po sa lahat. Maayong gabi sa mga Bisaya. So kabalupod ko magbisaya. I'm Aldrin Norio, taking a master's in social work. So katatapos ko lang ng diploma just last year. And then I decided to proceed with the MSW. So maybe parang 1.5 year na lang I'll be finishing the master's degree of social work. Currently, I'm connected sa INGO. I'm actually based in Mindanao, but I'm working from home now in Leyte. To be specific, this is Biliran, just northern part of Leyte. So I also speak Waray. So both Cebuano and Waray. And the reason I joined this one because there was this unsolicited email, and then and then say, sige nga, matry nga to. I just tried to fill up the form, and then actually the first time ang sabi ko meron sigurong parang screening. So and there was no screening anymore. There was automatically Dan contacted me na ganun na nga. And then sorry Isaiah, hindi ako nakapag-schedule sa iyo ng talk. So, parang ngayon ko lang naalala sa dami ng mga emails. But basically, yung trabaho ko is more on grants acquisition, proposal development, policy guidelines. And then sabi ko, let's see kung ano yung pwedeng matulong din natin dito sa ating ginagawang constitution ng OPOU. And I was surprised na wala pala. And then the first time na nag-meeting kami with Dan and the other members of the the writing subcommittee, ang naisip ko is sabi ko bakit parang ako lang ata yung matanda dito. I was I was thinking that these are all undergraduates, and then it's good to see around here even PhD meron, so it's good to hindi at least panatag na hindi lang puro undergraduate. It's good that the studentry will be represented kung as much as possible ng iba't ibang klaseng courses under the OPOU system. So salamat and looking forward kung ano yung ma-achieve natin dito.
Thank you so much, Aldrin. Don't worry, we can schedule another one-on-one soon. Yes, in terms of student representation, we are actually 2/3 postgraduate studies or students in UPOU. So we have about 2,500 students divided into semestral and around 1,500 plus students who are in trimestral and mostly undergrad students. So that represents a big shift or change in the population of a constituent university. Most universities, such as the Diliman, are mainly comprised of undergraduate level students and have about 30,000. So in total, UPOU has around 3,000 active students at any one time. But as you've seen with the very varied experiences, locations of our students, we really are unique and very diverse in our own way here at OU. Finally, I would like to introduce our secretariat, who by design is a non-voting member so that they can focus on assisting all of the subcoms and individual members. We have Alexandra Villaluz, who was volunteered by the OSR. So let her introduce herself.
Hi, so hello, my name's Alex. And then, yes, volunteered ako by OSR since actually tatlo lang kami from UPOU that volunteered under the Office of the Student Regent. And I think yung other two ay parang ibang committee. So parang hindi sila very experienced with minutes, with documents. So kaya ako napunta dito. And then actually, I'm sorry if you can hear others speaking in the background. Nasa double meeting po ako ngayon, but then naka-focus ako here since kailangan ko mag-minutes. So ayun, hello. I'm happy to be here.
Please say where you're from, what your year is, and course.
Ay, oo nga pala. Nakalimutan ko. So
Okay lang.
I'm from Parañaque, in Metro Manila, and then I'm an incoming second year student in BAMS, so it's BA Multimedia Studies. But I'm actually gonna take an LOA for the first trimester since ayun nga, focus on mental health and parang realignment with myself. So ayun, I'll have a lot of time on my hands kaya a lot of time dedicated to the Provcom as well to help you guys out. So ayun, thank you so much.
Thank you, Alex.
I think we have someone who just joined. We'll give you a minute to prepare before we call you. Okay, thank you so much. We really appreciate having you here, Alex. Um, before we had an official secretariat, we would take turns among certain Provcom members, taking minutes or even like full transcriptions of meetings, and it became increasingly difficult as we started to make more and more important decisions. Now, I'd like all of you to know, as provisional committee members, you all have a vote. You're all equal. Whenever there are large decisions to be made by the committee, for example, in the addition or expulsion of members, in the creation of timelines or projects, you each have a single vote that can be cast for a total of 17 votes. And so because we are 18 members and 17 voting members, any provisional committee joint session needs at least 9 members to have quorum. If quorum is not met, then you cannot have your meeting or proposal up for discussion. You'll need to wait until there is a quorum before we can vote on any proposal or idea. Okay, we have a 13th member to join. Please introduce yourself, name, location, and then what your course and year is. I'm calling Joe Sensei. Okay, never mind. He's in the train right now, so he'll just listen for now. You can introduce yourself through the chat. Okay, so that is the... Oh. So it's great to see that the majority of the members are here tonight. I'm actually calling, so I don't think I've introduced my location. I'm Isaiah Crisanto. I'm a second year BAM student. Incoming third year BAM student, sorry. How time flies. I'm an incoming third year BAM student. I have experience in drafting the student constitution of the Ateneo High School. I'm also been an active member in many non-government organizations and also government organizations in charge of websites and social media management. I'm also a project manager, and I've been leading the Provcom for less than 2 or 3 months lang. And I'm currently based in the US. I'm in North America. So it's very early for me here. I actually had to wake up for this. I believe we have another member from Japan as well. Okay, I'll just read out the introduction. Hello, I'm Jomer Prado. I live and work in Japan, and I'm graduating a DLLE student this semester. Hope to continue, gang, MALLE, smiley face. Okay, thank you. Welcome to the Provcom, Jomer. Let's all give him a warm welcome. Okay, so now after we've gotten to know each other a bit, I know there are around 5 more people that we'll get to know in the future. I would like to just discuss first the big picture, why we're all here. So a few months ago, the Office of the Student Regent, the UPOU Chancellor, and the Office of Student Affairs decided that it was again time to start the efforts to establish a student council in the UP Open University. Previous attempts were conducted from 2014 to 2016 with a previous provisional committee that actually was able to draft. So Algin, there is an existing draft that you can reference for the constitution, and they also were able to hold student elections. However, unfortunately, those elections were called into question after less than 10% of the population was able to participate. So They found that the election was not representative and it was not participated by the majority of OU students, and thus could not be considered representative of the student movement and the students at UPOU. Now, a lot has changed since 2016. I don't need to go into detail, but there's a lot of new challenges and a lot of new opportunities that OU faces. While we were the premier and only open university in the UP system, it's now seen that all of our brothers and sisters and fellow ISCOs and ISCAs are now online as we are. And so this presents a very unique opportunity and challenge to us to really show what we know and what we've experienced as distance learning students. Personally, I've had a lot of classmates complain to me after the pandemic. They said, Isaiah, how did you do it? There was very little interest in OU before the pandemic. I have friends in almost every UP campus, and none of them really understood what OU was or why we were here. And then during the pandemic, suddenly they were coming back to me and saying, "Oh, okay, is this what you mean by online school? Zoom meetings every day? Is it the asynchronous submissions?" And so, by no choice of our own, we've been thrust into the spotlight to represent what the future of education and actually what the current education standard is. And this is not a choice. This is actually our right to set up a student council in UP. Under Article 432 and 433 of the University Code, every council shall have a student body, a official student council and representative body. In fact, every college is supposed to have a student representative. And so this is not a choice or something that we want lang. This is our right, our democratic right, and our right as UP students. This also puts us in a position where we sit on various committees and councils across the UP system. We assist in investigations on sexual misconduct. We also vote on students we believe needs financial assistance, so scholars. And we also support the efforts when finding a new chancellor for our constituent university and also for the president of the UP system. The big picture is we also set up this, the OSA, the OSR, and the Chancellor set up this ProvCom specifically timed to the 2022 national elections. We believe as student citizens that it's our right to know how to vote and to practice and engage in digital democracy, which is what we're experiencing now. This will be the Philippines' first digital democracy, digital elections, sorry. And this will also be UPOU's first foray into hopefully a successful digital elections. And so the big picture is we're trying to get our referendum, which is a vote from every single OU student on the Constitution by March of 2022. Why March of 2022? It was discussed by the original members of the ProvCom that we'd like to have some elections before the national elections. And we all agreed that it was not a good idea to have student elections at the same time as the national elections, because we want to give focus to the national elections. And so it was decided that we can have the referendum before the national elections and run the student elections in the manner that will be prescribed by the Electoral Code. Whether or not that is a republic system where all students will vote on all representatives, or if that will be a federal system where, for example, students in different colleges vote for their representatives, who then vote for the representatives in the larger student council. Will be up to how the consultations and the writing subcommittee form the Electoral Code. And so that's the big picture right now. The goal is March 2022. We will have a UPOU referendum. All 3,000 students will vote yes or no to the proposed student constitution. Now, if that passes, when that passes, hopefully by a lot of work on all of us, that will allow for the holding of general elections and the creation of a student council in UPOU. Now, there are a lot of benefits that come with having a student council. With having a student council, UPOU will finally be able to have official organizations, which is, I know, the reason why many of you are here. I personally joined the Provcom to start a esports org, because as much as we as students can self-organize, if they're not recognized by the institution, it's very difficult for sustainability of any organization. In it also comes greater student voice, student representation. We have reports from some students that they feel their professors are submitting grades 1 or 2 years late, or that they're not responding to their messages. Some students complain that certain profs give too much workload, and they have no one to turn to. They have no one to speak out on their behalf. That is why we need the student council as well. So now that you know the big picture, we are now going to have an open forum where anyone can share anything related to the Provcom. You can share perhaps your questions, and you can direct them at any member of the core team and myself. Or if you have any suggestions or ideas that you'd like to share with the entire group. Or if you just like to say hi or magkamustahan, you can do that as well. The floor is now open. If you're too shy to speak up, or if your background noise is too loud, you may also write your questions or share your thoughts in the chat.
I'd like to start, if it's okay. Right. Well, after our one-on-one conversation, Isaiah, it really did make me reflect on what really has some, how do we identify ourselves in terms of organizational identity, right? And I feel like we really have to establish that we're going to be an e-society or e-organization where majority of transactions, majority of meetings will be done virtually, right? And that will somehow sets us apart with the rest of the student body, because it feels like, or it seems to me that the reasons why it was not successful before, because they're trying to fit UPOU, the kind of community that we have, into the model of those residential universities or our sister, and I mean our fellow UPOU system constituencies. So it does not make sense to me. So it makes sense if we follow just a little bit about the ODEL, like an open distant e-learning, and we somehow translate that into our student body. And I feel like that's how we should start it, because that has always been like the main branding of UPOU, right? The kind of educational setup, that kind of the kind of learning setup. So that's one of the things that I would like to share. And the other thing is really like, it shouldn't be based on faculty, rather it should be based on region, because that is how I feel what open and distance e-learning is all about, right? I mean, it would be difficult for anyone to somehow get in touch with someone if it's based on college. But if it's based on region, like let's just say, like in my region, I'm in region 8, right? So it's somehow easier for me. It's more feasible for me to reach out to anyone or to let the student body know what's going on within our region, right? Because I'm here, like I'm part of the live experiences of the people, of the students that are here. So I mean, these are the two of the things for now that I'd like to share to the group, and somehow collaboratively we could reflect on it, because I feel like with those two included in our overall mission and vision, it would seem like the rest will just follow. Because as what Isaiah mentioned, the problem that I sought when I realized that the reason why the student affairs office wasn't able to answer my question during orientation, because wala talaga, right? How can they provide me with something na wala? So what I did is, during the first week of our course sites, as Dr. Center of Communication students, there are part-timers and full-timers, full-time students. So the part-time, we're only allowed 6 units. So the full-time, they can have 9 units. So for me, since I'm a part-time student, I was able to get in touch with students in that 2 courses available for that semester. So what I did during our self-introduction moment or portion or for that week, I proactively asked my batchmates to get in touch via Facebook and come up with an online a study group, and we call it the community. So last September, the 5th of September, just this year, we celebrate our first anniversary. And that's also the reason why I reached out to our dean and told him that I would like, and my fellow classmates or batchmates would like to attend the DCOM orientation this month. I think it's on the 10th of this month, so that we can give our own experience, share our own experiences, that it's possible to socialize. It's possible to still feel that bond between students and classmates for that matter, even if we are in the ODEL setup. So that is one of the things that I wanted to share. But again, for now, I don't know yet if the orientation now is pre-recorded or if it's gonna be live like what we have yet last year. So I'm not really sure how it goes, but I reached out to our dean and then told him that it's possible. And so far, one of the offshoot of that online study group is that right now we are on our way of creating a professional organization that's aligned to what our doctorate degree is all about, because it's a professional doctorate. It's not a PhD like Ma'am Jen's, because PhD is an academic doctorate. So ours, we're creating now an association, a professional association that relates to the doctorate degree that we are having right now. And so I'm really my plate is really
Yes.
full. My plate is full, but with all of you guys after your introduction, I'm so excited to make this work for us, for all of us in UPOU. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayo. I'd love to just respond to that, but first let's introduce and welcome 14th person to join, Christian Gidote. Please
Hello,
introduce
Chen.
yourself. I'm sorry, we can't hear you right now. Okay, while Chen tries to get back her audio, I'll just try to respond a bit to Ao. Yes, I remember our discussion very much. It was the first discussion I had, and it was very lively. And in fact, what I'd like to add lang to Ao's comments are, in some discussions I had with Jen naman, the PhD. We discussed that there are many open universities in the world. There's the Hong Kong Open University, there's the Open University in the UK, and there's actually an association of Asian open universities that have their own journal. And so this is not just us alone, but also us as a community. And as far as we know, there is no model for a student organization or a student council in any of these open universities. And so very much this is uncharted territory, and we'll be trailblazers when we do this. Yeah. Okay, Chen, are you able to talk to us now?
Wait, hello?
Okay.
Hi, sorry for being late. My name is Chen Gidote. I'm currently in Antipolo Rizal and I'm an AA student, incoming second year. And yeah, that's it.
Where are you from right now?
I'm currently located in Antipolo Rizal. So in Luzon.
Okay. Thank you, Chen. Alex, just take note of when they arrive, okay? Thank you. So yeah, after Ayo, does anyone else want to share anything, give comments, share their experience?
Maganda yung sinabi ni Eyo, yung ginawa nila, yung parang mayroon silang group or meeting ng mga PhD student, mga DCOM students nila. Maganda yun. Meron din sa amin sa MDE, may group chat kami. Tapos, nag-ano sila, yung isa naming classmate, nag-organize siya ng Zoom meeting. Parang chika-chika session. So, ayun, maganda naman. So, yung iniisip ko lang, yung napag-meetingan dati yung about sa kung paano ba i-meet yung magiging get in touch sa mga per program kasi yun yung mahirap para paano sila i-reach out per program ay ang dami-dami tapos ayun nga hindi pa pare-pares ng region or lugar and time. Yun.
Very, very much. I agree. In terms of professional organizations, that's also a push of the student council is to strengthen our alumni. There are a lot of people, there are a lot of very successful people who have gone through UPOU, who have benefited an OU education. And we believe that a strong alumni will also help the current student body, maybe if it's in supporting events, supporting research or grants, even in job finding opportunities. In BAMS, we have our professor who regularly shares us some research or job opportunities. And I believe, Mickey, maybe you can share more about the digital fiesta that the AA recently held. I remember you were a speaker in one of them.
So, Associate in Arts held an event. It's called Digital Fiesta. Actually, Digital Fiesta is a culmination activity of like different workshops that we held for the students. Actually, it wasn't just for the AA students. It was open for everybody. I think even LB students attended, even schools from different universities. Different students from different universities. So the main workshops were about podcasting, digital art, website making, stuff like that. So I guess it's a nice initiative na we were able to bond na din as a course. Ayun, it's very successful naman din.
Thank you, Mickey. So, maybe some of you were able to join or attend the Digital Fiesta. Please, if you're in one of your courses and you have a group or event, please share it with us. We'd love to know about it. Just to respond to Ayo's point about sorting things by region, personally, I feel that that may not be the best way forward because as digital students, our only real connection is through the internet. I actually haven't met anyone in the last year from OU. And when I do meet people in person, it's usually people from my course. We'd love to change that. We'd love to make it so that OU students from different disciplines can meet each other. We believe there's a lot of value and benefit in cross-pollination. Okay, so we have 5 minutes left on our official clock. We can entertain two or three more questions and sharings.
Oh, yeah, I just want to follow up with what you shared also. I think that now that we have access to certain files from the office, I think we can find a way to reach out to the students from your region or from a specific region. But I do understand the value of interdisciplinarity, and I think that's one of the values that we should hold as an open university, right? So in that sense, I mean, I'm just thinking of that kind of organization when it comes to like representation. I mean, I'm not saying that we should only socialize with people like within our proximity. All I'm saying is that instead of like the usual for residential, like it's per college, like College of Arts representative or by year level representative, we know that the year level representative is also problematic because some trimesters and semester and then others don't have that maximum residency. Like DCOM, we don't have maximum residency. You can stay under the program as long as you want. I mean, hopefully you should, finish your dissertation, but we don't have that maximum residency that prompts someone to really think of like the pacing of his or her studies. I mean, so having a like first year, second year representative would also very much problematic. So that's why I'm saying that what transpired during our meeting is that it would be best if there's a certain representation, it would be by region. But of course, I'm not saying that we should only communicate with the people that we are, but
Yeah.
that would be easier if we already have our student council official, if we are being introduced by the university as a whole already, not just us like per degree program. Like the info ICODEL, like the international conference.
Conference.
That's one of the events that I hope that soon we can be part of the organizing part, or like the information dissemination. And in that way, during this alumni congress, I was working as a graduate assistant at the office of public affairs. So I was one of those who also like became part of the FICS. And there's this idea of like alumni again knowing whom to talk to when it comes to student concerns. I mean, not really the university concern as a whole. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that what we did, and this is not because I'm one of the persons who initiated this, but it's really from the testimonials of my classmates that even it's just an online study group, we went beyond that. We really have like a regular session. We even have a sem ender, like virtual kumustahan, something like that. So it really does it should be better if that kind of practice will be shared by all of us, right? I mean, so that
Yes.
would be a good practice.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, Ayo. I agree. I agree. I agree 100%. So that's actually a challenge, I think, for Dangela and the writing subcommittee to really write in what representation should be like in OU. One of the ideas that we got from UP Diliman when they shared their experience running their online elections was the need for geographical representation. A lot of our students are from the Middle East. We have a lot of offshore students in the Middle East, and we actually also have students in every region in the Philippines. That's actually another thing that makes us unique. And my complaint nga sa mga prof and to my program chair was, why is our if that is how diverse we are, why is our orientation only held at LB or Diliman? Why don't we have orientation sessions or meetup sessions all over the country? And what really brings it together for me is our profs are also from we have visiting profs from UP Manila, UP Cebu, UP Mindanao, and even professors from Belgium, Australia, who come in and teach different subjects. So I think that really will be a challenge for the writing committee on how they can draft that together. Okay, so just before we end this joint session officially, okay, we have another one. Hello, Po. You have 1 minute to get yourself comfortable and then just introduce yourself. We're actually on the tail end now, so thank you for joining. Okay, so there's actually another Discord server. So there are many communities, Facebook groups. There's also a Discord server called the UPOU Remote Server, which I believe is open to all students, mostly undergrad though, are there in right now. There's about 400 people in that Discord. And something that I'd actually like to push for the next joint session, if everyone can join, would be to utilize technologies such as the Mozilla Hubs. I'm not sure if any of you are familiar. I've already tried this with a few of the members, but it's like VR chat. However, it runs completely on your browser. So no need for download, and it doesn't need a very fast internet connection. But it gives a physical space to having discussions. I've been to several conferences and art shows in Mozilla Hubs, and I've actually made some tutorials about it for some of my comp ed classes. So hopefully our next joint session will be able to walk around and talk to each other virtually in a more naturalistic environment compared to just all on Zoom. Um, for that matter, we're hoping to have 1 to 2 joint provisional committee meetings every month. We don't want it to be too much. We don't think that there's a need to have it too often, and we'd also like it to be at times when everyone can join. So after this meeting, we'll be creating a mega chat, as I like to call it, a mega chat on Messenger for everyone. And I think Alex will help us with that. She also has this cool software called Let Us Meet, where you can all put in your availability, and the computer will automatically find the best time for us to meet as a committee. Yes, mega chat. Okay, let's introduce the last person who just joined. And then we'll end this meeting. Yana Dolores, please introduce yourself, your name, where you are, and then year and course.
Hi, can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. So I'm Aliana James Dolores. I'm currently in Taytay Rizal, and I'm on my last semester. I think it is my fourth year for a master in public management. Um, Under PPA track. And sorry, is that all that I need to tell?
No, you can if you want to just share. So we had a wonderful meeting, and we discussed what the different initiatives in the different courses are, and also what why you joined the ProvCom. You did.
Yeah. Okay, so just like what I told Isaiah last Monday when I met him, this is my last semester for Open University. So I tried to join this group, hoping that I could also learn from you guys, and at the same time to mingle to people because since we are on the online setting, hindi tayo nakakapag-halubilo sa mga tao. So yeah, I'm excited for this community. At the same time, if you need something from me, just let me know. And yun lang. Nice to meet you all.
Thank you. Um, so that concludes our official meeting. Thank you for joining us today. Stop recording.